Hi guys, so before you go thinking that my channel has taken a drastic change for the sordid, I'm simply here to ring in the BooktubeAthon because it has just turned midnight, so it's gone from being Sunday the 13th of July to being Monday the 14th of July, which means that BooktubeAthon, by Spanish time anyway, has begun, and I've brought myself off to bed early, although I haven't actually brushed my teeth yet, so I'm not officially ready for bed. And I'm going to be starting off my readathon, my BooktubeAthon rather, with book 2 in the Lux series by Jennifer L. Armentrout, which is called Onyx. I kind of forgot how much I enjoyed the first one, Obsidian, so now I'm really excited about getting started, and it begins here. So I'll keep you posted. Good luck everyone, and I'll see you again in the same video. So just bye for now. Hello again, it's after 7 PM on the first day of BooktubeAthon now, and it's been going really well, except that I'm kind of already off-roading because, as you saw, according to plan, I started reading Onyx by Jennifer L. Armentrout last night or early morning, and then I finished it this afternoon, and it ended in such a way, it wasn't exactly a cliffhanger, but I couldn't leave it alone. I had to find out what happened next. So I started reading book 3, which is Opal, and which was not on the TBR, so I'm hoping that doesn't mess things up too much. If you don't know what the Lux novels by Jennifer L. Armentrout are about, it's basically been described as Twilight with aliens, and I can understand where that comes from, but I do prefer it to Twilight. I think it's much more fast-paced, and the relationship between the two main characters is more realistic, unbelievably, considering that one of them's an alien. Because, you know, they actually argue. They don't consider each other to be perfect, even though they are very deeply in love. And it's not love at first sight either. There's a lot of animosity between the two, which is really a fun part of the first book. So anyway, I'm on the third book now, which is Opal. The next book is Origin, although I really hope I can stop and not go on and read that. And then I think the fifth book, the last one, which is Opposition, is out next month. So if I can't stop, at least I don't have long to wait for book 5. But I really do need to stop and finish my TBR. Anyway, the video challenge for day 1 is to show your favourite 3 books that BookTube made you read. And this one is easier than some of the other ones. There's one where we have to draw a better book cover, and I can't draw to save my life, so I don't know how I'm going to do that one. Anyway, the first book I have to show you, one of the best books that YouTube made me read, is Ignite Me by Tahera Mafi. And when I say best, I mean my favourite, one of the most enjoyable ones, because, you know, this whole series, the Shatter Me series, it was Shatter Me, Unravel Me, and then Ignite Me. They were so addictive and so wish-fulfilling and just so enjoyable. This is my favourite of the trilogy, and if you don't know what it's about a girl who starts off in solitary confinement because her touch kills, and, you know, she's riddled with remorse for something, for harming an innocent before she was put away, and she's very shy, very introverted. A lot of the text in the first book, Shatter Me, is actually in her internal monologue, and she even crosses it out as she thinks it because, you know, she sort of doubts herself so much. But it is a really good series, and she grows into a really strong character. Although she, you know, she's a bit annoying in places, and there is a love triangle that really, usually love triangles irritate me a bit, but this one did not, because it ended the way I wanted it to end. So you will like this series, I really recommend it. The next thing that YouTube made me read at gunpoint is the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Mayer. And this isn't actually my favourite from the series. My favourite is the first one, which is Cinder. It goes Cinder, Scarlet, and then Cress. And this is basically a science fiction retelling of some fairy tales that we know and love. The first one being Cinderella, the second being Red Riding Hood, and the third, this one here, being Rapunzel. However, it's very non-typical and they're all interwoven, and it's on a grand scale because there's this sort of intergalactic politics happening, and there's marriages of alliances occurring, and well, basically Cinder from the first book is kind of leading a revolution, and she's so cool. That's why that's my favourite book. This series is really well written and it's so original. I'm very excited to read the next one, which I think is Snow, and it has Snow White. It's so good, it's so good. And the last series I have to show you, because these are all series, it's kind of hard to narrow it down to one book. And this series is the Goddess trilogy, no, what's it called? The Star-Crossed trilogy by Josephine Angelini, and I forget whose channel I first saw this on last year, because that's what inspired me to read the first one on my Kindle, and they are really impressive. The first one is Star-Crossed, the second one is Dreamless, and the third is Goddess, and it basically follows these scions, these almost reincarnations of the key players in the Trojan War, and it's the research that has gone into it is just heady. Like, Josephine Angelini is both an accomplished researcher and an extremely skillful writer. I mean, excuse me, I mean the information that she delivered to us without completely drowning us. And there were moments where I had to sort of shuffle things in my head and think, okay, is that right? Okay, yeah, now it's straight. Because there were so many characters and it kept expanding outwards. But she wrapped it all up. She brought it all together in the final book, and yeah, it was really good. I don't hear many people talk about it on YouTube, but it was YouTube that made me read it. That one YouTuber in particular that I cannot remember right now. But yes, so the main character is Helen, who's in her past life was Helen of Troy, and she falls in love with another scion. She didn't even realize that she was anything other than human until he came along. And Helen goes through so many trials to save the people she loves and to prevent this constant cycle of death and destruction which happens within the key players, because they always end up fulfilling the same roles from the Trojan War, no matter what time they are reborn into. So it's really good, and I think you'd like it and you should check it out. So that is all I have for you for this first video. I'll have another one tomorrow. I can't remember what the task is for tomorrow. I hope your BooktubeAthon is going really well. I'm really enjoying mine, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Bye!